All right, today we're going to look at multiplying exponents. So the product rule. So this one is the first one. So the product of powers. This one is used often, and we do have to pay attention to some details while we work through these. So when multiplying exponents, we add the exponents and keep the base the same. So for example, here we have 4 squared times 4 to the 4th. So this will become 4 to the 6th power. Because 2 plus 4 equals 6. Now, sometimes you have values, and obviously you can continue and multiply that out. We're not going to worry about that right now. You may, pretty much everything you see will be multiple choice, so it'll depend on, what your choices are there. So the next one we have y to the negative 2 times y to the 7th. So this will be negative 2 plus 7, which is a positive 5. So it would be y to the 5th power. All right, here's some others. Now these are a little bit trickier. They're a little bit more lengthy. I want you to think about this, and I'm not going to write it all out, but think of this as 4 times y times y times y times y and so on. So basically what we have here is a lot of multiplication, and order doesn't necessarily matter. So, well, it doesn't matter at all with multiplication. So this would be 4 times 9 times y to the 5th times y to the negative 12. So I can actually multiply 4 times 9. And 4 times 9 is 36. And then I have an exponent of 5 and an exponent of negative 12. So this would be 5 plus negative 12, which would give us a negative 7. So this will be y to the negative 7. Now we have a little bit of an issue because we do have a negative exponent. So I can put that over 1 and rewrite this as 36 over y to the 7th. Because what I've done there is I flipped this guy over. So then this would be a simplified version. And honestly, there's really nothing wrong with this one either. It's just not as simplified as we need it to be. All right, here's another one. It's asking for the expression written using only one base. So the base we're talking about is 8. Our exponents are 3 and 6. So we add those together. So it would be 8 to the 9th. I'm going to be honest with you. I would not want to multiply that out because that would be a pretty giant number. So we'll leave it as 8 to the 9th. We're going to do the same thing here. Our base is 0.5. That's the big number, this number here. Now we're going to pull those exponents away. So this would be a negative 3 plus a negative 8. And of course, 8 plus 3 is 11. So this would be a negative 11. I know some of you are like, oh, but it's a negative. Okay, so if you wanted to, you can do this, but then you have a decimal in a fraction all in the same, so it kind of messes things up like that. But they mean the same thing. There we go. So then these were done. Okay, here's our next one. Now this one is a little more involved, a little more complicated. Remember, order doesn't matter. So this would be like 5 times 3 times x to the 4th times x to the 9th times x. Oops, I got a little carried away. So I can do 5 times 3 first, which would be 15. Remember, when you do not have an exponent, that's like having a 1. So 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 4 more would be 14. So this would be x to the 14th. And then we would be done there. There's no negatives to worry about, and everything is good to go there. All right, one more later. Or not, gentlemen.